What is going on, guys? It's Armour. Welcome back to another episode of NBA Kicks, the show where we count down the 10 best sneakers in the NBA every single week of the season. So, of course, if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Hit that button, ring that bell so you never miss an episode. On today's show, we have a ton to talk about. We have a very highly anticipated signature sneaker debut. And then all the other sneakers on this list are just absolutely fire. I really mean that, guys. However, the news break that I want to talk about with you guys is really interesting. So let's just get straight into that. And then after, we get to the list. All right, so for this week's news break, it's pretty clear that we gotta talk about the Nike and Kobe situation. Now, I don't wanna drown you out with a bunch of details of what's going on because personally, there's a lot of misinformation. I don't really know what's going on as well, but all you need to know is Kobe Bryant's contract with Nike has officially expired, and both Nike and Vanessa, who's controlling the Kobe Bryant estate, at least this is what they're telling us, is that they both decided to move on from one another. Now, like I said, that is just what they're telling us, but I don't know if this means that Nike wasn't giving Vanessa what she wanted in terms of compensation, or if Vanessa is really just following her late husband's dream of creating a Mamba shoe company, which is actually a topic that I've talked about before on the Sneaker Show. So if you haven't checked out that video, I highly recommend you do because there was a lot to unpack there, but basically, Kobe was looking into creating his own shoe company. He wasn't really happy with Nike. So maybe we're going to see that vision, that idea from Kobe in the near future. Now, what this means for Nike Kobe sneakers moving forward, I really don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could be in contracts that, have to do with the name. Could they even call it the Kobe 1, 2, 3, whatever? Is it trademark? What about royalties? There's a lot to unpack there, so I'm not really too sure, but what I do know is Kobe fans, including myself, are really anxious to see how all of this is going to play out moving forward, because while as a Kobe fan, I would love to see a Mamba shoe company, I want to see Kobe's dream and vision come to fruition. At the same time, I still want those old Kobe sneakers for nostalgic purposes in my life. So hopefully, Nike and Vanessa can kind of find a common ground here and give fans, both the new Kobe sneakers as well as the old ones that we've all grown to love. Right now, we're just really gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out. So let me know what you guys think. Do you even want to see a Mamba shoe company, or would you kind of be a little worried that a Mamba shoe company is going up against giants like Nike, Adidas, Jordan Brand, etc.? Could a Kobe Bryant company become like as big as Jordan? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. And also, check out this shirt that I designed myself, which you could actually pick up one for yourself. It is called the GOAT t-shirt. It's the greatest of all traction. And obviously, as you can see, it has what I believe is the greatest traction pattern of all time, which of course is the Kobe 9, a Kobe Bryant sneaker. So pick that up if you're feeling a little bit sad about the whole Nike and Kobe breakup. But right now, let's get started with the list. Starting off the list at number 10, we have Kent Bazemore with a new colorway of the Under Armour Curry 8. So both Kent Bazemore and Damian Lee wore similar colorways of Steph's Ace signature model. And while they may not be the cleanest or most appealing colorways, they are definitely more unique and have a lot more character than what Under Armour launched the Curry 8 with. Kent Bazemore is seen here rocking a hot pink and metallic silver colorway, which uses a camel graphic on the overlays, as well as a white Under Armour flow outsole, which rounds everything out. These probably won't drop in adult sizes, but I can definitely see Under Armour releasing these for the kids. But like I said earlier, this colorway is a lot more interesting than those whack team colorways that we got at launch. What were they thinking? Next up at number 9, we got Joel Embiid with a new colorway of the Under Armour Embiid 1. Alright, so this is pretty simple. Joel Embiid rocks a white and metallic gold colorway of the Embiid 1, which if you haven't caught my review on, is a very solid silhouette that offers a versatile performance package that can be used by any player at any position with pretty much any play style. Now, while this colorway is extremely clean, I mean, who doesn't love a white and gold color scheme? The reason I decided to put these on this week's list is because I think Joel Embiid is gonna be this year's MVP. Now, I know he missed a few games and all that jazz, but it's a weird season, and I just feel like out of all the guys in the league, including Jokic, including LeBron, Steph, like everybody, I feel like Joel is the most dominant guy on a team that could legitimately win a title. And I think he's played enough games, so he's my vote for the 2021 MVP. Let me know who you would vote for in the comment section below, but if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. Coming in at number 8, we have Bradley Beal with a new colorway of the Air Jordan 35 Low. Bradley Beal rocks a clean colorway of the Jordan 35 Low, which actually has leather overlays this time around, which is a nice change of pace, and also looks very clean with the red, navy, and white color scheme, while everything is topped off with a stunning metallic gold Eclipse Plate 2.0. We also see some personal touches that Beal wrote himself on the midsole, which is always great to see. So overall, this is just a very solid colorway that surprisingly stands out amongst the sea of player exclusive colorways of the Jordan 35 that we've gotten this season so far. Next up at number 7, we have Kyrie Irving with the Nike Kyrie Low 4. Kyrie Irving has been absolutely ridiculous this season with highlight after highlight, but during his game against the Charlotte Hornets, Uncle Drew rocked his brand spanking new Kyrie Low 4 silhouette. The Kyrie Low 4 uses a full-length Cushlon midsole as well as a Zoom Air unit, which oddly Nike doesn't specify if it's in the heel or the forefoot, but whatever, full-length Cushlon is still a pretty solid setup. And as for the colorway that Kyrie rocked on the court, it uses the same kid-friendly design that we've seen most of the Kyries have in the past, which use a very urban design philosophy, which of course is accompanied by an array of bright colors. I have to admit that even though I've never been a huge fan of how Kyrie's look visually, the Kyrie 4 Low is a pretty solid looking silhouette, with the sculpted midsole being my favorite feature. Next up at number 6, we have Drew Holiday with a new colorway of the Nike Kobe 6 Pro Tro. Nike drops yet another colorway of the much beloved Kobe 6 silhouette, this time for Bucks guard Drew Holiday, and it uses the classic green and gold Bucks color scheme to the fullest. Without that metallic gold tongue, these honestly would look like a green and white team colorway, but that splash of metallic gold does everything for these and really give them a unique look that I would definitely be interested in copying, but unfortunately, due to the sad news that we talked about earlier, might not be a reality for us in the future. It's unfortunate, and me showing you this awesome colorway might just be rubbing salt in the wound, but they're awesome. What do you want me to do? Coming in at number 5, we have Montrezl Harrell with a custom colorway of the Reebok Question. So a few weeks ago, we saw Donovan Mitchell with what might have been a colorway inspired by Hey Arnold, but this week we got Montrezl Harrell, who definitely rocked a colorway that was inspired by Hey Arnold. Using a two-tone design which has Arnold on the right while everybody's favorite sidekick Gerald is on the left, this custom hits the nail right on the head with photo-accurate artwork as well as complementary design elements such as Arnold's undershirt pattern on the overlays, which brings everything together. You guys already know Hey Arnold is one of my favorite cartoons growing up, so seeing these on the court definitely brought a smile to my face, and hopefully to you as well, because if you didn't like Hey Arnold growing up, I'm sorry, but we just can't be friends. Next up at number 4, we have Carmelo Anthony with the new Jordan 35 colorway. Carmelo Anthony rocks yet another Air Jordan 5 inspired colorway of Jordan Brand's latest and greatest, but this time this colorway is inspired by one of the most iconic Air Jordan 5s of all time. Clearly inspired by the Raging Bull Air Jordan 5s, this colorway uses the same shade of red on the upper, while classic features such as a 3M tongue, black midsole, and of course teeth graphic on the forefoot can all be found, giving us a real sense of nostalgia while at the same time producing a beautiful pair of kicks. I'm not too sure how I feel about that pre-aged translucent outsole though, but What do you guys think? Next up at number 3, we have Devin Booker with a new PE of the Kobe 6 Pro Tro. Whoa, all right, so Devin Booker and Nike are back at it again with yet another fire PE of the Kobe 6, which actually might be one of the very last new colorways that we see of the silhouette, since again, Kobe is technically no longer a Nike athlete. This colorway uses a pink upper, which has a purple to volt gradient swoosh on it, while the midsole is painted in a very light gray, and more volt hits can be found on the heel cup and outsole. I'm not really too sure what the inspiration behind this colorway is, but either way, it's a very unique colorway that definitely stands out on the court, which is more than enough to rank high on this week's list. But unfortunately, somebody else wore an even better colorway of the same silhouette, and that's why these are at number 3, while this next colorway is our official runner-up. Coming in at number 2, we have PJ Tucker with another colorway of the Kobe 6 Pro Tro. Oh boy, Nike, you got a problem. Now, while the future of Kobe's signature line with Nike is still up in the air in light of the recent news, I'm still holding out hope that Nike will continue to drop retro Kobe sneakers in both original and new colorways, like we see here with PJ Tucker's Yeezy-inspired one, which looks just absolutely beautiful. And if these were to ever drop on the sneakers app, they would sell out in seconds and of course go for way over retail on the aftermarket. Like seriously, why didn't these drop already? Like, I don't know if the contract thing is gonna mess up future releases, but like, Nike, just do the right thing, man, come on. Finally, at number 1, we have Zion Williamson with the debut of the Jordan Brand Zion 1. All right, so here we go. Zion Williamson's first ever signature sneaker is officially unveiled, and Zion wasted no time rocking them on the court on TNT during his primetime game against the Brooklyn Nets. All right, so there's a couple of things about the Zion 1 that I found very interesting. First of all, in all the official press releases, Jordan Brand is calling these the Zion 1, not the Z code like I said they were in my first impressions video. So I don't know if they decided to go with a more traditional naming approach or they heard everybody's complaints about the Z code name. But either way, the Zion 1 is a solid looking silhouette with a pretty straightforward design. However, the cushioning is what I'm really excited about. The Zion 1 will use a full-length air strubble board similar to what can be found in the KD13 and PG5, but the forefoot will also feature a large 4-foot zoom unit, which should provide a very explosive and responsive setup that I'm personally very excited for. Now, this colorway is the Gen Zion colorway, and it commemorates Williamson's ascension to stardom and also represents the game's next generation, which is all well and good, but at the end of the day, it's just a black and white colorway. But it does release on April 23rd for $120, which is actually a very fair price for the technology that these seem to have to offer. So I know I'll definitely be on the lookout again on April 23rd for the Zion 1. But the question is, will you be picking up a pair? Let me know in the comment section below. But for now, the Zion 1 from Jordan Brand is officially the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 15 of the 2021 NBA season. If you guys enjoyed this episode of NBA Kicks, please drop me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more sneaker related content just like this. You guys already know I'm going to be picking up those Zion 1. So if you want to hear my thoughts on them in hand, make sure you subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss that video. My name is Jaron. It's been great having you. Catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace.